Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. This is where we blend casual conversation with some, insightful discussion on the latest in technology and gadgets.
That's right. We try to keep it relaxed, maybe even a little entertaining while digging into what's actually happening.
Exactly. And today we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into some, frankly, really interesting developments from, the last week or so. Lots happening.
Yeah, seems like the pace just keeps accelerating, especially around AI, but there's other stuff too.
Okay, let's jump right in with AI then, because, yeah, that feels huge right now. So Anthropic, they've rolled out these, super premium Claude plans.
The Max plans.
Yeah, Max, like $100, $200 a month. That's pretty steep, isn't it? What's that telling us?
Well, I think it shows there's a real professional or enterprise market emerging that needs more features, higher usage limits than, say, the standard Pro plan.
Right. They're betting businesses will pay top dollar for those advanced capabilities.
Exactly. If the AI delivers serious value, that price tag starts to make sense for certain users. It's market segmentation, really.
And speaking of costs, this Stanford AI Index report.
Yeah.
Wow. Lots in there. It says AI got way smarter, but also, crucially, cheaper to use this past year.
Yeah, that's a key point. The cost for performance, especially at the GPT 3.5 level, has just plummeted, like 280 times cheaper than late 2022, apparently.
Which probably explains why businesses are jumping on board, right? The report says 78% of organizations now use AI, up from 55%.
And Gen AI use specifically doubled to 71%. Lower cost makes it way more accessible, obviously.
Okay, but here's the flip side. Using it is cheaper, great. But training the biggest, most powerful models, that cost is going through the roof.
Yeah, that's the other major takeaway. We're talking, $170 million plus for Llama 3.1's big version?
And whispers of future models hitting $1 billion to train. $1 billion.
It's staggering, and it raises huge questions about, who can actually afford to build these foundational models in the future.
Right, does it just become a game for, 3 giant companies?
It could centralize power, yeah. Plus, the report points out the resource strain compute needs doubling every 5 months. The energy use, the carbon footprint.
And getting the data is getting harder, too. Websites locking down, blocking crawlers.
Yeah, that's another bottleneck. Where does the training data come from if the web starts closing off? It's a real challenge.
So easier for us to use day to day, but harder and more expensive for the cutting-edge development. Interesting tension there.
Very much so. Though open-weight models might offer a bit of a counterbalance, allowing more people to innovate on top of existing foundations. That's something to watch.
Okay, shifting gears slightly. Artisan, this AI sales agent startup. They had that pretty provocative "Stop Hiring Humans" ad campaign.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Caused a bit of a stir.
Well, they just raised $25 million, Series A. But guess what?
Let me guess. They're hiring humans.
Yep. Still hiring humans. It's kind of ironic, isn't it?
It really highlights the complexity, doesn't it? AI isn't just replacing everyone overnight, especially in roles needing that human touch, even if the company sells AI.
And AI is popping up in creative ways, too, like Snapchat. They've got new Gene AI pad formats.
The one SnapTech, yeah, where users can put themselves into the ad.
Exactly. Seems pretty engaging. Shows AI moving into advertising and user interaction more directly.
Definitely. It's moving beyond just back-end stuff into creating new kinds of experiences.
And businesses are seeing some gains, apparently.
Yeah.
That Stanford report mentioned 14% productivity boosts in customer support.
Which is significant, yeah. But it also noted that the overall ROI, the return on investment, is still kind of modest for many companies.
So potential's there, but maybe companies are still figuring out how to best use the AI to get the big payoffs.
Precisely. It's not just plug and play. It often requires rethinking workflows and strategies.
Okay, let's touch on safety and ethics, because that seems increasingly important. That same report flagged a big jump in AI incidents, 56%.
Yeah, that's a concerning statistic. Adoption is racing ahead, but safety practices seem to be lagging behind.
And standardized safety testing is rare. Corporations aren't quite keeping up with mitigating the risks everyone knows are there.
That seems to be the picture, unfortunately. There's a gap between capability and caution.
And regulation is trying to catch up, maybe. The report mentioned the EU being more active than, say, the U.S. Congress.
Yeah, different approaches. The EU seems to be going for a broader regulation, while the U.S. is maybe more wait and see or sector-specific so far. 4 laws passed versus hundreds proposed is quite a contrast.
And specific issues are cropping up, like Waymo's draft privacy policy, using in-car cameras to train AI. and maybe for ads.
Ooh, yeah. That raises some serious privacy flags, doesn't it? Using that internal footage for more than just driving safety.
Definitely feels like a boundary being pushed there. People might not be comfortable with that.
Transparency and consent are going to be absolutely critical for stuff like that.
Then there was that really awful story from South Korea. An AI image generator with an unsecured database.
Yeah, exposing explicit images, including horrifically AI-generated CSAM. Just terrible.
A stark reminder of the potential for misuse if these tools aren't secured and managed responsibly.
Absolutely underscores the need for robust safeguards and ethical development.
And sort of related to online harm, the UK regulator Ofcom is using new powers from the Online Safety Act, investigating a pro-suicide forum.
Right, their first investigation of that kind under the new act shows regulators are getting more teeth, or at least trying to use them, for online content issues.
Okay, let's pivot to some specific AI tools and hardware. Google unveiled a new chip, Ironwood.
Yeah, a new TPU, an AI accelerator, optimized specifically for inference that's the running of AI models, not the training, making things faster and more efficient on the user end.
So the hardware race continues. And there's a new company, Decoding, claiming their reasoning models beat Meta's. And they're open.
Bold claims, yeah. It's good to see competition, but those claims will need independent verification, of course. Still, interesting development.
OpenAI also released something, an Evils API for developers.
Right, basically tools to help developers test and evaluate their own AI models more easily and systematically. Helps improve quality and reliability.
And Microsoft's Copilot is getting smarter, browsing the web, doing actions, remembering things, analyzing video now.
Yeah, Copilot's capabilities are expanding fast, becoming much more of a proactive, integrated assistant.
Even audio processing is getting AI-fied. 11 Labs, an MCP server for AI audio.
More specialized tools for creators, using AI for audio generation and manipulation.
And students are using AI quite a bit too, apparently. Anthropic found STEM students using Claude heavily.
Yeah, for things like writing code, solving problems, creating content, even higher-level learning activities. Shows how AI is embedding itself in education.
Okay, quick run through of some other big tech headlines. Elon Musk merging X and XAI.
Yep, valuing the combined thing at over $100 billion. Aiming to integrate Grok AI much deeper into X. Huge move.
Predictions market Kalshi is running into trouble with regulators, seeing it as betting.
Yeah, state regulators pushing back. Classic case of new tech versus old rules. The CEO disputes it, naturally.
Canoo, the bankrupt EV company, selling assets to its CEO for cheap. Like $4 million.
Ouch. Shows how tough the EV market is. High stakes, lots of failures.
TSMC might face a huge fine over chips possibly ending up in Huawei hardware.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Export controls, geopolitical tensions. Could be over $1 billion, they say.
And spyware disguised as Android apps targeting civil society groups, potentially linked to China.
Worrying. Constant cybersecurity threats, especially for activists and NGOs.
Police drone startup Brink raised $75 million, partnering with Motorola.
Yeah, drones becoming more integrated into public safety tech. Big investment there.
Fashion site List got acquired by Zozo for way less than its old valuation.
$154 million versus maybe $700 million before. Reflects the shaky ground in e-commerce, maybe.
Ripple bought Hidden Road, a brokerage firm, for $1.5 billion. Big crypto deal.
Yeah, major M&A in the crypto space. Shows continued consolidation and institutional interest.
Instagram wants to improve its search to fight TikTok.
Makes sense. Discovery is key on those platforms. Competition is fierce.
This one's a bit weird. AI-generated job seekers flooding the market.
Yeah, reports are increasing. Some experts predicting like 1 in 4 candidates could be fake AI profiles by 2028. That's unsettling for hiring.
Definitely changes things. And totally different. A new Titanic scan revealed details. Smaller punctures, engineers kept lights on.
Fascinating historical insight from modern tech. Shows the engineers' dedication right to the end.
And lastly, Apple reportedly stockpiled iPhones before tariffs hit.
Smart supply chain move. Trying to absorb costs and keep prices stable for a bit longer. Always thinking ahead.
Wow. Okay, so that was a lot. We covered quite a bit of ground there.
We certainly did. From, the nuts and bolts of AI costs and chips to safety, privacy, business uses, drones, crypto. It's a busy landscape.
It really is. The main takeaway feels like rapid change everywhere, but also growing complexity, especially with AI. The benefits are starting to show, but so are the costs and the risks.
Exactly. Exciting progress, absolutely, but also a lot of important stuff to think about. Ethics, safety, the economic shifts. It's not simple.
Not simple at all. Well, thanks for helping unpack all of that.
My pleasure. Always interesting to dive into this stuff.
Thanks for tuning into Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, you know the drill: like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions. See you next time.